be your guide. Psychic wonders and spiritual delight will unveil the mysteries in the light. Tune your senses, sharpen your mind. Feel the energy, let your soul unwind. Tarot cards and angels' wings. Sound healing makes your spirit sing. Mind, body, soul connection strong. Find your peace where you belong. Meditate, elevate, discover ways to brighten up your darkest days. Energy flowing through your veins. Unlock your power, break the chains. With Annie and Kerrie on this ride, discover the universe inside. Healing words in crystal glow, guiding through the ebb and flow. Feel the love that we impart. Awaken the magic in your heart. Mind, body, soul connection strong. Find your peace where you belong. Meditate, elevate, discover ways to brighten up your darkest days. Mind, body, soul connection strong. Find your peace where you belong. Meditate, elevate, discover ways to brighten up your darkest days.
Hello.
Hi Annie. Hi, everybody.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us again tonight.
It's wonderful to be here. It is indeed. It's wonderful on this damp, dreary, cold Queensland evening.
No, raining again outside.
Yes.
Raining again.
It's going to be blowing a gale tomorrow.
Yeah, so they say. Not looking forward to that, but that's okay. Hi,
Hi,
Ray.
Ray. You took your puppy to the beach and he got his little footsies wet. My doggies don't just get their feet wet, they throw themselves in with gay abandon. Hi, Sandy. Hi, AJ.
Hi, Sandy. Hi, AJ.
I love seeing all these little.
I know, it's lovely to see everyone as they jump in, just giving everyone a few seconds.
Yes, we loved
Oh,
it.
hey, yes, we loved it. It was so cute.
It'll be better when the weather's warmer and the water's warmer.
Well, it'll be bigger too. So
Mine's a lump through it.
Yeah.
Hello, Caddy. Yeah, mine lopes his way through it like a blooming kangaroo. Tries to jump over the big waves. And they won't chase sticks. They've got no interest in sticks. If it's not a ball, they don't want it.
And then they pull you in the water with them. So get ready.
They've done that to me, yeah. Yeah, that's okay. I'm happy to be in the water. He grows every day. Yeah, I know. They don't stay puppies for very long. That's the sad bit. But they get better until they turn 2, and then they get the terrible 2s.
That's it. So we haven't got our beautiful bubble girl again tonight. So I'm going to look after chat tonight as best as I can. So if I'm missing anybody, put your comment in again and I'll pick it up along the way. But at the same time, I'm also just going to reach out to all our beautiful healers out there. If you wouldn't mind sending our beautiful Colleen, our bubble girl's mum, her name is Jean, some healing energy. She's not too well at the moment. So sending her some healing energy would be much appreciated. And we have got her permission to be able to do that. So,
and if you could include Colleen in that, because she's trying to look after both her mum and her dad, and dad can't be left on his own. And she's got to go to hospital with mama, and she has no support down there. So if you can, send some love to Colleen as well, because it's really tough. when you're trying to manage two parents who are neither of whom are very well.
Yeah.
So let's send her some love and some strength as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, interesting topic tonight, Miss Annie. Triggers, drama, and inner peace. How does it all go together? I was trying to work out a name for this live stream tonight, and you might notice that it's a bit of a mix-up of everything. So I think I called it Triggers, Dramas, and Inner Peace. Why worrying never works. And don't worry, be happy. Because it's all relevant.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's all relevant. Hi, Esther.
Well, I think what we might do is we might start with a nice, gentle meditation.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do that, Miss Kerrie.
I will indeed.
Brain today.
Yep, I've got the meditation today.
So if you would like to start with that.
I will. So just sit so that you're comfortable and your spine is straight. And when you are ready, close your eyes. Just take a deep breath in through the nose. Hold for a moment and exhale softly through the mouth. Again, inhale peace. Hold for a moment. Exhale any tension. With every breath, let yourself arrive more fully into this present moment. Let the busyness of the day, the stories, the drama, simply melt away like clouds drifting in a wide open sky. Inhale deeply and silently say to yourself, I am safe. Exhale slowly and silently say, I am at peace. Now, bring your awareness to your heart space, right in the center of your chest. Visualize a soft, warm light glowing there. This is your inner sanctuary, your calm center. No matter what happens outside, this still place within you is always here. Let that light expand gently with every breath, radiating calm, dissolving any emotional tension, unhooking you from anything you don't need to carry right now. If any thoughts or worries arise, that's okay. Just notice them. Then gently guide your awareness back to the breath, back to the light in your heart. Now silently repeat after me. I choose peace over worry. I choose stillness over chaos. I am grounded. I am whole. I am free. take a moment here in stillness, allowing your body to relax and your spirit to align. I will leave you now for a short while and call you back when it is time. Gently, gently now, focus again on the sound of my voice and focus again on your breathing. Know that you're held in a space of love, wisdom, and transformation, and you are exactly where you need to be. Take another deep breath in and smile softly as you exhale. Feel your feet on the floor and the feel of the chair beneath you. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes, bringing with you a calm, clear, open heart.
That was lovely, Kerrie.
Just a short one, but a nice one, I think, to take us into our heart space tonight.
Hello, Miss Anne, and hello, Miss Shelley. So I was the instigator of this topic tonight that Kerrie put the longest title in the universe on. I love you, Kerrie. It's I've been out and about. I was at 2 days of market I've just done, and I've done so many readings in the past 2 days. And there's all this stuff happening at the moment. First, there's all the stuff that's happening in the world. And we're surrounded by drama. Fortunately, it hasn't reached our shores. But if you watch the news or listen to the radio, it's all hell's breaking loose all over the place. The other thing that's also happening is that people in general have got really angry. And like I got bailed up yesterday at a boho festival by this really, really angry lady. And I thought, that's lovely. Now just off you pop with love and light. I'm not taking your stuff on. And people are they're in drama mode. A lot of people are and they're in crisis mode. Not only that, what we've found and what we feel is happening at the moment is that things for people that they thought they have dealt with are popping back up again to annoy us all over again. And Kerrie kind of says that's it's the final test, you know.
Yeah.
Big dramas, everything is upside down and inside out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
there's a couple of things that I just feel that's really, really important. The first one, just sit for a second and think about what makes you truly happy. What brings you joy? When was the last time you had fun? Like proper, full on, happy, laughing till your tummy hurt joy. And what? Because I ask people this all the time. Like, what's in the future? Well, how are you? Oh, I'm miserable. This is happening and that's happening. There's this blah 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 blah. This person is doing this to me, and this person is doing that to me, and da. The thing about all of this is that we get so busy and we get so caught up in what's happening that we forget to have fun. We lose that inner child, and that's a tragedy. And if you ask people what would bring you peace, they have no freaking idea.
Yeah.
So that's two things I want you to have a think about. Yeah, puppies, art, and dancing, all absolutely fabulous things that
Yeah.
make you happy. Puppies will make you laugh all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the thing about personal responsibility, that's huge. I keep banging on about walk your walk, talk your talk. The only person that can make you happy is you, unless you've got a puppy. But the only person that can make you happy is you. The only person that can bring you peace is you. The next step in that whole debacle is that you are not responsible for the behavior of others. That one is huge, huge. Now, because you're all glorious, lovely, helping, healing people, we dive in and we try to help people. And if it doesn't work, it's then our fault. And we take on other people's dramas because we want to fix them.
Yeah.
We do it. We all do it.
And so many people, particularly in our chat group too, they're givers, right? They're people that want to help other people.
Yeah.
So it's easy to get pulled into being the fixer for everybody and wanting to solve it for everybody.
The thing about that one though is sometimes it's a lesson, their lesson that they have to have. They've caused it. They're in the middle of it. You stepping in and maybe trying to sort it is taking away their personal responsibility for their own lives.
Interesting, Annie. As much as you love somebody else, this is actually not, I'm just trying to remember, it's not one of my writings. It was done by someone else. As much as you love somebody else, you cannot take responsibility for their actions and you can't fix things for them because that's cause and effect. The only person who can do it is them. And if you do fix it for them, then it's only going to come back again because they haven't learnt that lesson. And then even after they've learnt it, as we're finding out now, we think we've released it. Sometimes the universe will send it one back one last time just to make sure you've got it.
Yeah. The other thing too is that, like Esther's here saying, you can't help people who don't want to change. There's people who are stuck, and again, that's their choice. That's their choice. And there's people who put themselves into victim mode. And it doesn't matter what you do, you're putting band-aids on broken legs, and it's their journey. But because of who we are and how we're lovely people and we want to make things better. Like I was a counsellor from hell. Absolutely. And I was the youth worker from hell. I used to sit people down and I used to say to them, okay, what's happening? What are you going to do about it? I don't know. Well, the first thing we need to sort out is maybe housing. Here's the people that you have to call. I can't do it. Yes, you can. You just think you can't.
Mm-hmm.
I'll hold your hand, because if I fix it, the next time the shit hits the fan, they need another me.
Yeah.
They spend their whole life bouncing from one helper to the next helper, and there's no personal responsibility in there,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes it's best just to say, I know. I was calling this lady Mrs. I Know today. She's a call center lady that takes all the complaints from the transport places. And she said, people just abuse me. And I said, I said, how do you deal with it? And she said, I try to fix it. And I said, nah, wrong. I said, just keep saying, I know, I get it. I know how I understand. Now, what would you like me to do about it? Because they've got no idea. No idea what they want you to do.
What
They
they
just want
actually
to
want.
yell at. That's all they want. How can I make that better? Well, I don't know. Well, when you work that out, come back. Hang up. She said, I can't do that.
It's a really interesting time, I think, at the moment too, because we keep going into these, you're plodding along. So cost of living crisis, right? Then, there's viruses back, right? Then, what's happening overseas, right? Are we going to be drawn into, whatever that may be? All of these things are happening, which are pulling people's energy in. And I think what's interesting with that is how, and this group will understand it 100%, how common consciousness can then bring into reality and manifest that which you fear, because that's the vibration that you're on. And what we really need to do as a community, as a country, as a planet, is just go, no, we're not doing any of that, right? We're not getting drawn into any of that, and that's not happening. We're going to go into our happy place where our freedom comes back, our sovereignty comes back, that the rewards within each country come back, that it's fair, that there's an end to corruption because we're not going to accept it anymore. All of these things where we just have to dismiss it, or anytime that we go into that fear, actually send it love, because love is the frequency that will counteract the negativity.
Yeah.
And that's on a personal level too. If someone upsets you, sending them love, as hard as that can be, just to meet them where they're at. And hopefully that love can help raise their energy out of whatever that issue may be. That's all you can do. Sending in negative energy to negative energy, or fear energy to fear energy, just creates an explosion on a much lower vibrational level. It actually doesn't help. So, we actually have to counteract with those higher frequencies.
Anessa, I get this. I wasn't allowed to say I understand. Because you don't. I understand that.
But not only that, companies don't want you to take any form of accountability. Right? That's actually taking accountability for something. Yeah. So
you can say, I understand that you're angry. I understand that you're upset, because that's reflecting back what they're throwing at you, and sometimes they just need to be heard. So to be able to validate, I understand that you're really, really angry. I understand that you're really, really frustrated. That makes them feel like you're actually listening. And it's not, I understand how you feel. It's, I understand that this is how you are in this moment, And again, that's a validation for them, that somebody's actually listening to me, and they get that I'm livid mad, instead of, because a lot of when people get angry, what Kerrie was just saying there, when people get angry, it's really easy to fire back. You can't in customer service, but in general, with people that and things, it's really easy to fight and fire back. And that's where your triggers come in. And it's the people who are closest to you, especially your rotten kids, who know the triggers, because they know what annoys you. Kids and partners, those who know you really well, they know what button to push to make you explode. And they also know, because they do it a lot, they know what your response is going to be. So your job is to change the response and say things like, well, it's interesting that you feel like that. You're entitled to your opinion. And in your head, you say, even if it's wrong. But
Actually, not for too much longer. Our guides have been saying to us a while, they've been trying to teach us about the quality of our thoughts and the quality of our thinking and our self-talk, to become more aware of what we're saying to ourselves, most importantly. But a few weeks back now, I got a communication through. You were there, Annie. It was in one of our group sessions. Yeah, you're going to be more accountable than that, because telepathy is coming in soon. So other people will be able to hear what you think. And I'm going, uh-oh.
now, there's this whole series. I've just discovered this. This is a new innovation for me. And I haven't got to it yet because I discovered it while I was at the Boho Festival. I was talking to this young man from Yamba, and he said, have you listened to the telepathy tapes? And I said, never heard of them. What this is, have you heard of them, Kerrie?
I haven't heard of the telepathy tapes,
Wait
but
till
I
you hear
have
this.
seen a video on a school where they're actually teaching children to tap into that intuition and that sixth sense and use telepathy. And I thought that was amazing, because the younger that they introduced it at school, the more powerful and the longer they kept it. So genius level stuff. Yeah.
Well, this is a whole group of kids, and they're nonverbal. And they're nonverbal because they don't need to be. And they communicate with each other telepathically. So what they would be classified as here is on the spectrum. But they all toddle off to this place in the ether called the hill. And that's where they share all their ideas, all this communication, but they don't talk. So, and this new generation of kids, there's so many of them coming out now that are non-verbal. You know, they can't communicate the way that we would communicate because the paradigm's completely changed. But have a look at the telepathy tapes. There's a guy on, I found that interesting as well, because I did a bit of, Kerrie, I did research. I did a bit of research.
You're taking over my job.
Yeah, I actually do a lot of research. But there was this guy that, because when I read about the telepathy tapes, I thought that's really interesting. And then I hit on the next one. And it's this guy who's debunking it and saying, don't have anything to do with this. It's a whole lot of rubbish. The parents are driving these kids. The parents are doing this. That it's all for publicity. And I was thinking back to what Paul said about every single time there's a step forwards in recognizing that this stuff is actually real and backed by quantum physics. Somebody says, nah, because they don't want us to know this stuff. They don't want us to understand this stuff. So they just throw it out the window.
Yeah.
But more and more.
If we think about what I find interesting, though, is it's the same science method that believes in the evolution, you know, that we evolved, right, from apes. If that's true, are we not then still continuing to evolve? And is this not the next part of that evolution in tapping into those different abilities that we have? I don't know. Maybe this was a clip from the telepathy tapes. I don't know, Annie. Maybe you can clarify. But I saw something where they were actually measuring the brain activity. And where most of us, like when we're young, we actually, and in creative mode, we're using about 60, 70% of our brains. And then as time goes on, or the more we're educated, the less and less of our brains we're actually tapping into, because the creativity side is shut down, which I thought was crazy in itself. But they were saying when they look at how the neurons and the brain is interacting in people with ADD, ADHD, you know, a whole range of different things. The brain functionality, the connectivity is happening so much faster. So it could also be part of that. It's a spiritual evolution, but one where the physical body is evolving with the spiritual evolution.
Yeah.
Really interesting stuff.
Do you know what's really interesting? Paul and I can telepathically send stuff to Paul. It drives him insane, drives him mental. I've been out all day and I came home and I was sitting upstairs and I'm thinking what I want for dinner. And I thought something really light, scrambled eggs on toast. And Paul said, how do you feel about scrambled eggs on toast for dinner? And I said, from my brain to your lips. And we do that all the time. Ray,
And
who has been married for like 100 years,
Can do
she
it,
and
yeah.
Colin can probably do it. You just know each
Absolutely.
other so well.
Well, and you're tuning into each other's energy as
Yeah.
well. So
Yeah.
when you're tuning in, it's the same way, you know, I often talk about you may be feeling off and there's no reason for you to feel off, but potentially someone could be speaking poorly about you. And because they're using you, that they're sending that out to your frequency, you're picking it up without really knowing exactly what's being said, and it makes you feel a bit off. You know, so those subtleties of the energy that we're still learning to read. Telepathy being used at Atlantis. Yep, ancient knowledge is coming back. Right?
Yep.
And
your doggies, you're right, Esther. Your doggies, they're really highly tuned to that kind of stuff because they're non-verbal, apart from when they're woofing at you. But sometimes they know. They just know where you're at. Jeanette said that her husband and they were together for 100 years as well. Amanda does it with her twin.
Yep, it's a twinny thing.
My twin sisters could do that. They had their own bloody language when they were little.
Yep.
You know?
And Shelley, I do it when I want someone to contact me. Yep, I used to do it with my mum all the time.
Yeah.
So talking about triggers and things, I thought, you know what, I'm going to sit with my guides a little bit today and try and get some guidance for tonight's topic before we actually go live. And I was telling Annie before we came on tonight that they gave me a few sentences about things we're hanging on to and how to actually release some of those, the energy or things that we've felt that we've dealt with that are coming back up again. So I was asking them about that. And this is what I got today, is that if you forgive a person, but you hang on to the anger, the pain and the hurt, and you say you forgave the person, then we're not really understanding what forgiveness really is. Forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for you. True forgiveness is a sacred act of liberation. It releases the chains of resentment that bind your spirit. When you forgive, you no longer carry the burden of someone else's actions. You reclaim your peace, your power, and your presence. Forgiveness is how you cleanse the heart so divine love can flow freely once again. So that's the guidance they gave me on understanding forgiveness, and that potentially we ourselves are still holding on to things that then can become a trigger because we see it somewhere else and it triggers us back into that emotion because we haven't released it.
My thing around that is worry. This don't worry, be happy. Now, worry never, ever solved anything. I met this young man today. I did a reading for him. He was the zenest person. I've never met anybody like him. He plonked himself down and I said to him, oh, wow, look at your aura. And I said to him, how do you achieve this? And he said, I live in the moment. He said, what's happened in the past, I can't undo. And my thing around stuff that's happened to you in the past is if you hang on to that and don't forgive and don't release, they've won. They have won. they can affect every going forward relationship,
Mm-hmm.
every other aspect of your life. So forgive them, set them free, and let them go. If it was something that you were also involved in, forgive yourself, set yourself free, and let it go, because it can't be undone. It just cannot be undone. It's
Mm-hmm.
happened. So what's the point in worrying about it? If you worry about what's going to happen in the future, so many people wind up themselves about this. Now, one of two things will happen. You'll fix it or it will disappear. Or it's never, hardly ever as bad as you thought it was going to be. And if it
Mm-hmm.
is, you'll deal with it anyway.
Yeah.
Worry just makes everything twice as bad and twice as
Mm-hmm.
hard. You
Mm-hmm.
know, worrying about other people, that's another one.
Mm.
You can't, unless you can't fix them. You can't sort it. You can support them. You can
Yeah.
walk with them. You can be there. You can hold their hand. But worry doesn't help. And all you're doing, again, back to my Kerrie girl, is feeding their negative energy into
Yeah.
that situation.
Yeah.
So it's
That's right.
all about always, I sound like the life of Brian, always look on the bright side. Like, no matter how much shit you're going through, you've
Mm-hmm.
got hot water, you've got a roof over your head, you've got clothing, you've got food. Focus, you've got people who love you. When the shit hits the fan, focus on all of the positive bits. You're not
Mm-hmm.
living in a tent that somebody's going to bulldoze.
Mm-hmm.
You're not penniless. You might not have a lot of money, but you've still got a roof over your head and you've still got people around you who love you. There's still ways that you can find joy in your life. And if
Mm-hmm.
you stay in, I told you, I think last fortnight, a woman once accused me of terminal happiness. You make me sick. You suffer from terminal happiness. I, I don't. Like, the shit hits the fan in my life as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I always know that it's not there forever.
Mm-hmm.
It's, this horrible period that I'm going through. But I'll get to the end of it because I've survived everything so far.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what gets thrown at me. I've been homeless. No matter what happens. I've been homeless on my own in Sydney with 2 kids. And I freaking fixed it
Yeah.
because I didn't have a choice, you know? So
Yeah.
but if you worry about it, you're more likely to get deeper into the situation because you're putting all that fear and panic and nervous energy into. Like I sent my kids to school and I thought, by the time they come home from school, I'm going to have found a house because I don't have a choice because I'm not sleeping in a tent.
Mm.
And I just went, I'll find one. And bang, I did. I just did it. Terrified I was. And I thought, nope, it's got to happen. So think
Some
about
of our nature, though,
that.
does that, because we have media, propaganda, education. We have been trained to go into this negative thought spiral. The what if this happens? What if this happens? What if this happens? Over things that haven't happened. So we can often do that. Going back, oh gosh, maybe a couple of months ago now, I was given a technique about stopping that negative energy spiral. Won't go into it tonight, but if you find yourself in that, I might just quickly go find the link to it and drop the link in chat for you, because that's a really good one. If you find yourself going into that, or you in a difficult circumstance and you find yourself just going into that repeated pattern of that downward spiral, you can use this technique to cut it off and bring yourself back into that positive mind frame. I'll go find the link and drop it in chat for everybody.
The other thing that happens, and this one actually works if you do it properly. The minute the shit hits the fan, everybody finds God. Now, he wasn't lost, but the minute the shit hits the fan, oh my God, help me. Now, God helps those who help themselves.
Yeah.
It's like if you sit in your puddle of nonsense, oh my God, help me. It's like getting all the ingredients for a cake, throwing in the bowl, stirring it all up, and then not putting it in the oven. It's never going to bake if you don't actually do something about it. You know, like you got to actually take the action. And if you do that, angels help me, spirit help me, guides help me. And people forget that you've got a team with you that will guide you if you ask them. You've got, what is it Gail says? 144,000 unnamed angels.
Unnamed angels, yep.
So, and when you get into that spiral, sit, breathe, stop, and ask for help.
Yeah.
From your heart. Because they will help. Those like when I was in Sydney, that my whole focus was, this is going to happen. God looks after drunks and children, and I'm one of his children. I've never grown up. It's going to happen. I'm completely positive that it's going to happen. Help me, and it happens. But you've got to take the steps. You know, sitting in a puddle of worry isn't going to help you.
Yeah.
Moving forward, ask for help, and then trust your instincts. Nana says unemployed angels. Bless them. Well,
unemployed angels, that's cute.
Give them something to do. Give them a job. Now, it's Sophia. Sophia and she says, I give them stuff to do.
Yeah, because if you don't, they're mischievous.
Things. But
it is. That's 100% it. And it came out in your reading, I think, too. You know, like just don't go down there. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Was talking about that. This one's coming up a lot because we're all experiencing these swings and roundabouts right now. You know, there is moments where we go, oh, wow, I'm so in the flow and I'm so connected. And the next minute you're like, and I think the Schumann resonance has a bit to do with that as well. We have been blasted big time over the last sort of week or so, especially with all the different frequencies. So when that hits, it can throw you on like a swing and a roundabout as well. You know, that's the sort of energy that can hit. So one minute you feel great, and the next minute you want to cry over a puppy dog TV ad, you know? So it's these swings and roundabouts that are happening with our energy at the moment as well. But it's also because we need to be ready. We need to clear what we need to clear, remove those triggers, recognize those triggers as well. What is triggering us?
Yeah. You know, people that piss you off are angels that come into your life, because the ones that irritate you and annoy you are the ones that teach you the best lessons.
It can,
and that's, Kerrie, that's that mirroring thing. Can you do your mirror thing?
Yeah. So I asked my guides to talk to me about what it means when you're a mirror for somebody else or they're a mirror for you. And what they gave me, it's a bit profound, okay? So this isn't I've got to give this to them. This isn't me. In the dance of souls, every person you encounter is a mirror, reflecting back to you the parts of yourself you most need to see, to heal, or to celebrate. When someone triggers you, they are not causing your pain, but illuminating a wound that's already within you. Likewise, when someone inspires you, they are revealing the dormant brilliance of your own divine essence. The mirror's not always kind, but it is always sacred, for through it, the soul finds the clarity to awaken, grow, and return home to its true self. When someone distances themselves from you because your presence reflects what they are not yet ready to face, do not take this as rejection. Take it as revelation. You are simply holding a light that may feel too bright for their current stage of becoming. So honor their path, bless them with love, and release them without attachment. Just as the moon does not grieve when the clouds cover her glow, trust that your light continues to serve, even in silence and distance. There you go.
That's
Mirrors
lovely.
and triggers, mirrors and triggers.
Yeah. Going back to mirrors, was it you that put the mirror on your fence, or was it Linda?
Yeah, no, I did. I
Yeah.
did.
If you've got chaos happening all around you, put up a mirror and point it at the chaos, and it gets reflected away from you.
Mm-hmm.
It
You can
gets
do that by visualizing that silver light around you as well, because the silver light is a reflection so that the
Yeah,
energy is not hitting you. I know
yeah.
you use your rings
I
as a
use silver
protection to
rings,
spin it off. Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm Teflon. It just spins off me.
Mm,
That doesn't mean that sometimes it doesn't penetrate.
yeah,
It penetrates, but
yeah.
I'm a deal with it person. You know what I'm like,
Mhm.
Kerrie. Like I can't hold on to stuff.
Yeah.
I know it
But
doesn't serve me, and I have to let it go.
yeah, using that mirror was more as a protection for my son at the time, who wasn't able to do it for himself.
Yeah,
Because what was going on at the neighbours next door was very triggering for him, and it was a way to protect his energy from that
yeah.
situation.
But we
Um,
all need to do that. We all
but we
need
all
to
need to do
protect
that
our
for
energy
ourselves. Yeah,
from situations that aren't serving us.
yeah, that's very true. But sometimes, if it is triggering us, as the guides were saying there, take it as a revelation, because sometimes it's something that you haven't released in yourself. And it's something that you need to release in order for you to move forward in your journey. So, and you will know, listening to your own heart, like even going back to that meditation where you feel safe and you can sit with the heart, that's where the revelation can come. But it's interesting because triggers and mirrors are coming up a lot with people right now, even with people that you've been really, really close to. And then all of a sudden you're just on two totally different pages. It's because you can be a mirror to them or they're a mirror to you. And one or the other just needs to be the light. And that sending them the love and the blessings is really important, because that is what will help with them coming to their own revelation of what maybe need to be released in them, and also the self-love, so that you know what needs to be released in you. So it does
Yeah.
go both ways.
Those of you, and there's a lot of you on here that have done Katrina's 5 points.
Mm.
Sometimes when you do that, like when you do it, you move forward with it, and you do it every day for the first 3 weeks, the first 4 weeks, then it all goes out the window, But with Katrina, that setting it, it's like the Humana. You set the energy.
Mm.
So you can sit there, and it only takes 5 minutes. Do a really gentle meditation,
Yeah.
relax everything. I am
Mm-hmm.
peace. I am joy. I am
Mm-hmm.
peace. It's Om Shanti. I can't remember
Mm.
the other one. Om Shanti is I am peace. And there's
Yeah.
another one, I've got it written down somewhere.
Yeah.
Uh, I
And I
am
am
joy.
safe. And I am safe.
Yeah. So ground it, ground it,
Mm-hmm.
ground it. And just
Mm-hmm.
keep saying it until she's not on tonight, I don't think. She's not on tonight. I was doing Pelua on somebody. And when you do Pelua, a lot of you in here have done that too. You channel into somebody's energy. And this person who I was doing this Pelua on, the whole session was about peace and love. And that was what I was clearing crap and sending peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. And we did the hour, and at the end of it, she sat up and she was in tears. And she said, "That's the first time for years that I have ever felt peaceful." And I thought, yes, it worked. I was so happy with myself that it had worked. But yeah, well, learning Pelawa first time, it's like, hey, I can do this,
Yeah. Yep.
It's so exciting. We've
Mm-hmm.
got all these tools in our toolbox, a million of them. None of them cost any money. Every single one of them are free. Shit hits the fan, we forget them all. You have the tools. Connect with your angels, connect with your guides, speak to your God. Sit in silence. Remember to bloody well breathe. No shallow breathing, winding yourself up, getting into, like, don't turn a drama into a crisis. Breathe.
Yeah.
I am joy. I am peace. I am safe. I can do this. Keep telling yourself till you get yourself settled. Sometimes if it's too big, I'll just say, I can't deal with this. Guides, you need to take this one. This is too hard for me. Hold it for me. While I deal with the shit I can deal with, you hold that one. And by the time I get back to that, they've either sorted it, it's sorted itself, or it's disappeared.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you don't freak out, don't buy in, don't panic, please don't make yourself responsible for other people's behavior. And don't expect people to make you happy. The only person that can make you happy and have inner peace and be calm is you.
It's you. Yeah.
I'm going to pull some cards. 3, Kerrie? Have you got your cards?
Yeah. Let me grab my cards. In all of this, and whilst we know there's a lot of worry being thrust on us, there's a lot of drama, there's a lot of what ifs, and I know that there's challenging times that right across planet Earth that we're facing at the moment, including Mother Earth herself. The exciting thing is, right, about all of this is it's part of all of our journeys to know that we can change it, and the common consciousness can change it. So the exciting thing is, I think we're really getting there. And I think that, and I don't call it the awakening, I think the great remembering is coming back. All of these things that we know that these are tools in our toolkit and we can change it around. So if we can shift being triggered by something into a revelation and a release of that we no longer hold it, that's awesome progress. And if we are a mirror for somebody else, then we're helping them with their release as well. So don't take it on personally. They're the things that we need to focus on now, rather than what have I done or taking something on. Yeah, exactly, Esther. What is the lesson? And be kind to yourself, Shelley. Yep, absolutely.
Now, I've got 3 cards here. The first one, raise your standards. This one is really, really important because this is about not handing your power away, not allowing someone else to make you miserable, affect you, not being able to stand your ground and do what you know you need to do for you. That's a hard one. My second one, inner power. That's really interesting that we got this card, because you are, who was it? Shelley's there. We are with ourselves 24/7.
7.
Inner power. You can only get annoyed, irritated, triggered, or angry or worried if you let yourself do that. If you let somebody diss with your bliss. Anything that gets fired at you, it's their stuff, not your stuff. It's their opinion. Their opinion's none of your business. It's their nonsense. And they throw it at you. Sometimes the people that they're closest to, they throw it at because you're a safe space. and they know that it's safe to say that. But that doesn't make it any less hurtful. It's up to you whether you allow it to hurt you or not. You just think, they're really frustrated at the moment. They're in a really bad space at the moment. Send them love. Send them light. Don't engage. Engaging is the end of the universe. The minute you engage, you've lost. Move forward fearlessly. That's all that. Hey, you get off of my cloud. Yes. It's all. Move forward fearlessly. Don't worry. Just one step in front of the other. Esther's got a really good statement here. You teach people how to treat you. If you allow yourself, I used to say this to my daughter, if you behave like a princess, you'll get treated like a princess. If you behave like a doormat, people will wipe their feet on you on the way past. Know your worth.
Know your worth.
Really know your worth. Know that you are a sovereign person with rights. You deserve. You only get what you think you deserve. That goes back to Esther. If you think you deserve to be treated like a doormat, that's what will happen to you. If you think you deserve to be treated like a princess, set your boundaries and then don't let people cross them.
Yep.
Kerrie, what have you got, my darling?
Well, I was drawn to pick up the heart and soul cards. And as I was shuffling them, you probably saw I was deep diving under my chair. Because I had three fly out at me and land in different spots on the floor. But funny enough, I actually think I picked them up in the right order. So I'm going to give you each of these heart and soul cards. I'm going to get in trouble from Les if he sees this. Okay, I'll have to do that. They're a bit rude on the front, apparently.
It's not on. It's fine.
Okay, so the first one that says, do not give in to fear and doubt. Courage is called for now. Face your fear. Look at things objectively. You are safe and all is well. Fill your fear with love. I'm just shaking my head as I pick them up. Beyond fear, love is guiding you, urging you to break free, and you will succeed. The second one. What you are today was greatly influenced by your past thoughts and attitudes, and your present thoughts and attitudes are the building blocks of your tomorrow. Therefore, be mindful and aware of those thoughts. Positive thoughts now will help create a brighter future because every thought is a seed. If you plant weeds, you can't expect to harvest beautiful flowers. And the last one, an angel surrounds you with rainbow wings, here to reconnect you with your true nature, the balanced, healthy, sensitive, and loving you. Remember that there is more to life than your achievements. Consciously connecting your spiritual and physical realities will help you reconnect to the sacred, infinite, and creative part of yourself that is yearning to play a greater role in your life, filled with love and joy.
Well, pickle my grandmother.
I know. I laughed and
called me shorty.
They even told me the order they wanted them in, even though they're all over the floor.
Thank you, Spirit, for validating our little session.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank every single one of you for jumping in with us tonight. I'll post that link again just in case anyone missed it. Link to the video for stopping the negative thought spiral. Thought and energy, actually. Energy spiral. You can probably hear me tapping away. Sorry about that.
While she's faffing around with her typewriter, I'll say thank you all for being with us. Thank you, Kerrie, for doing the meditation.
Oh, my pleasure.
Really beautiful.
Absolute pleasure.
It was really beautiful. I needed that today. I've had 2 really, really busy days, and I just needed that space to chill and settle.
Oh, it was my
Take
pleasure. I had a little bit of time today, and it was nice to actually sit down and do the communication with my guides about tonight, which I don't often get to do before ahead of time, and get that little meditation through as well. So that I think that was good. More than happy to do that. And so grateful to everyone that jumps in with us and contributes in the chat
Yes.
as well. You know,
Yes.
that's awesome. I know that I do have shout outs and some thank yous for buying us a coffee. Sharon Song, I don't know that she's on tonight. I might have to remember that one again. So thank you so much to those who help us out, because that really helps towards our annual StreamYard costs. So that's where that money goes. So we really appreciate that. And anyone that I've missed, I'm sorry about that. We've been away for a few days. I need to go back and check in there. But if you have helped with that, just thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Yeah. Not expected, but gratefully appreciated.
Can you please leave a little blessing on that like button? Share us, leave a comment. All of that helps. It helps get us out and about. It's school holidays at the moment, and there's people away, and there's people overseas, and you know, we've got a core group that follow us, and people flick in and out, and we appreciate every single last one of you, all of you, and like you bring us joy and happiness.
Absolutely. I know, and you actually feel it too. We had a wonderful time. We didn't actually mention this. Huge shout out to everyone who came and saw us in Hervey Bay, either joining our workshops or that came and booked in for the sound bed experience and for aura photography and readings. And it was just such a beautiful time with such beautiful souls, and just so grateful for all those moments that we get to spend with you all.
Yeah, Anessa and Ray were there, which was lovely. It was so nice to reconnect. So we met up with some old friends and we made some new ones, which is always lovely. Okay, now, if there's something you think that you would like us to cover, or something that you think you know somebody who would like to come on as a guest,
or if you would like to come and join us as a guest.
Absolutely. And give a little chat on anything your little heart desires. Step up, step in. Because we say this all the time. This is not about us. This is actually, we love it when you contribute. We love it when we do the open shows and people come in as guests. So any suggestions for what you want us to cover? Anything you would like to cover? Again, anybody you know that you think would like to pop in as a guest, we would gratefully appreciate that as well. So there you go, my lovelies. Have a glorious couple of weeks.
Yes. Yep.
And
we will in a fortnight.
We're like bad pennies. We just keep
we just keep showing back up, don't we?
Yeah.
We're so glad and so grateful that you come and take the time out of your weekend and spend it with us every fortnight as well. We love
absolutely.
That. Okay, I guess I need to play outro and end stream. Thank you, Annie.
Bye, everybody. Stay safe.
And he whispers secrets in the night, mystical visions taking flight. Kerrie's got that angel glow so bright, gliding through the dark to the light. Tarot cards spread on the cosmic rug, healing power in a gentle hug. Meditation's deep like an ancient grove, finding peace through the stars above. Mind, body, spirit, soul, we rise. Angel feathers falling from the sky, psychic waves in a gentle tide. Let the universe be our guide. Spiritual journeys we embark, lighting flames within the dark. Messages from angels clear and true, whispering love in all we do. Psychic development strong and wise, open path